If you would like to enter for the chance to win a Force FX lightsaber, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on notifications, and tell me in the comments what your favorite lightsaber is. There are many Force abilities that are forbidden by use by the Jedi Order, but sometimes Jedi break these rules. Most oftentimes, you would expect Jedi such as Anakin Skywalker to use the more forbidden and aggressive abilities, as we've seen him do this time and time before. During one major battle of the Clone Wars, Anakin actually used a forbidden Force ability known as Force Crush. Force Crush was a Force ability that was a variation of Force Choke, only instead of just choking the throat, it crushed their entire body, specifically their internals. Skywalker would use this on a Separatist commander that had butchered a bunch of civilians in a fit of rage. Later though, a less likely Jedi Master would actually use this same Force ability on another Separatist commander in General Grievous. During the Battle of Coruscant, after Grievous butchered several Jedi Masters and managed to capture Palpatine, Windu, in a last-ditch effort, used the Force ability on Grievous. The Force ability of Force Crush went against everything it meant to be a Jedi, especially a Jedi that sat upon the Council such as Windu. The Jedi believed in only using the Force in ways that could benefit others or in a self-defense way. Force Crush did neither and was a dark side dominated ability. In fact, the ability could only be accessed with one deep immersed in rage that fueled the dark side of the Force, and thus they were able to use this power. That is why as Grievous was fleeing Coruscant with Palpatine, it was so shocking to see Mace Windu use such a power. When Windu used it though, he did so without thought, as it was more of a reaction to what was going on instead of putting actual thought into it and deciding to use a forbidden Force ability. Seeing Palpatine being carried off of the planet simply drove Windu into a rage that he later needed to check. Yoda himself was even shocked that Windu used this ability, as it was something that was heavily dissuaded throughout the Jedi Order for millennia. Force Crush would later become a favorite ability of Lord Vader, as he would use it to kill several Imperial officers as well as entire vehicles on the battlefield. Many Jedi considered the variation of Force Crush to be the most aggressive and dark side version of telekinesis. Some Sith even considered this more advanced and more deadly than Force Choke, as some Sith even refused to use the ability for the implications. Force Crush was also one of the most powerful abilities that Lord Vader would teach to his apprentice, Galen Marek, who used it quite often in active combat. Galen Marek on several occasions would even attempt to turn the ability on Vader himself. As far as ancient Sith Lords that used the ability, Darth Bane was famous for using it, as well as Darth Traya. Darth Traya mainly used the ability because her physical prowess was extremely lacking, and thus she had to rely solely on her power in the dark side. The ability mainly consisted of someone using the Force to lift an opponent within the air, and then using the Force to crush their body, specifically their internals. Although several Jedi were seen using this on droids, few ever used it on a live person, with the exceptions of Mace Windu and Anakin Skywalker, the only two Jedi to ever use it on a living being during the Clone Wars era that were of course Jedi. It has also been theorized that Sith such as Dooku were incapable of using the ability simply because he did not have enough rage to do so, rage that Sith Lords like Darth Vader did have access to. As far as Mace Windu's display of Force Crush, this is why Grievous is seen coughing in Revenge of the Sith. Of course this is in Legends continuity, as this was later retconned in canon, but in Legends it is described that Windu actually managed to crush one of Grievous's lungs. This is why when we first encounter him in Revenge of the Sith, he is in such bad shape. But that was the Force ability Force Crush, and why Mace Windu as well as Anakin Skywalker used the ability despite it being forbidden. Again, in the cases of these two Jedi, it was more reflex, as simply contemplating on the ability surely meant the dark path. However, as both Windu and Anakin were built into a rage, they simply instinctively used the power. But what is your opinion on the Force ability Force Crush, and what do you think of Anakin as well as Mace Windu using it during the Clone Wars? As always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to enter the lightsaber giveaway. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.